So we had an official leak yesterday for The Sims 4 High School Years World Map View, and I did do a little bit of discussion on this, but today in this video, I want to dive a little bit deeper, and of course, reading through a lot of your comments that you guys left on yesterday's video. There's a lot on this map that I'd like to dissect. I talked about how it looks like the actual school is on an editable lot, meaning that we will most likely be able to bulldoze the school, yes, if you wish, and possibly build, a custom school. And that's gonna open up so much in terms of creativity and customization, so simmers can create so many different kinds of schools. And I'm hoping that we will have access to the gallery so that we can share these schools, or if you're looking for ones to download, then of course you can download them. We do have to remember though that there are some lot types in The Sims 4 that can't be placed in all worlds. So even though it looks like school is a lot type, your first thought after that is, oh my gosh, that means I could put a school in Oasis Springs, I could put a school in Windenburg, and maybe even in Willow Creek. But you have to remember, there are some lot types that you cannot place in all worlds. Dominica comments, to be honest, I'm not sure. In Get Together, we got a new lot type called Chalet Gardens, but it's only available in Windenburg and you can't place it anywhere else. So a new lot doesn't necessarily mean anything. And to be honest, I can't imagine how custom schools in other worlds would work. I think Copperdale High is the one and only school we're going to get. We can customize it, but that's it. And that's what I'm beginning to think. Yes, it does look like the Sims team is turning things around, but I'm not gonna lie when I tell you that I don't think it's turning around as quick as some are hoping it is. I do think that there are still going to be corners cut with this, as per usual with pretty much any type of pack with The Sims 4, and I think that's definitely going to be one of those corners. It sure looks like we're going to be able to put schools in every world or any world we want, but I have a feeling it's going to be limited to just Copperdale. I'm also really curious about that building next to the school. That's obviously a podium, and after reading through a lot of discussion, I don't know what else it could be, so it's definitely some sort of auditorium. I'm sure the lunchroom is a part of the school on the left-hand side, so I'm assuming that that building on the right is where we're going to be having all the proms and stuff like that. I would say maybe that could act as a gymnasium, though I don't think we're actually going to have a gym with this school, but I guess you could turn it into one if you so very wish. But like we saw in the trailer, the cheer practice and football stuff is probably going to be taking place on the backside of this on that field. Ashley comments, I'm so excited. It looks like the use of the same open world concept they have been using lately for the worlds or packs, with the Boardwalk Carnival area and football field being explorable but not a technical lot you can bulldoze and build on. I love it, and it makes me even more excited for this pack. They definitely did a lot of that with werewolves in Moonwood Mill. A lot of those pack hangouts were actually not on editable lots. They were a part of the neighborhood, so you could roam free, and even though it technically wasn't an open world or open neighborhood, it definitely had that feel, and you can tell here that they have the same vibe. The fun area, the attractive area with the Ferris wheel, the tunnel of love, all that other stuff you can see is not on an active lot here. It is a part of a neighborhood that's surrounded by active lots, but as long as you're in this neighborhood, you can travel and do all of that fun stuff there on the pier without having to hit a loading screen. You'd only have to hit a loading screen if you travel to another active lot that isn't the one you're currently on. So continuing to build on this open world vibe, that's what I'm just gonna call it, open world vibe. And I really like that they're doing this. No, I don't think this is a hint at open worlds coming to The Sims 4. I feel like at this point, that's just not gonna happen. It's not likely, and that would require too many changes to the core of the game itself. If anything, maybe this is just showing their interest in open worlds in general, and maybe for the next gen Sims title, if it's called The Sims 5. I really like the way this world looks. I honestly truly do, but there are some critiques here. It kind of does remind me of Moonwood Mill a little bit, and I say that because it's kind of like a hillside forest town kind of thing. Like, yes, they are different. Moonwood Mill is a logging town, a lumber town, whatever you want to call it, and this is definitely different. It's a mining town, but you can still see the similarities. Even though many simmers do like this, I've been seeing a lot of comments from simmers who just want something different. Worlds inspired by other locations other than the United States. Let me know down below what kinds of worlds you would like to see incorporated or inspired by in the game. Do you guys remember that leak with the curved walls? I have been getting so many comments on YouTube about this, DMs on Instagram, etc. That little tiny house, the one that's currently active with the green plumb bob, that looks like the same building, or at least part of the same building that appeared in the first leak for curved walls. So we can actually now see curved walls here in this map view. I guess further confirming that they're real, even though we already knew they were real, because they even teased them in the trailer with only a few frames that many simmers probably missed. That kind of tells us that when we get trailers now, we're gonna have to go frame by frame and literally look at every single detail. But that looks like the same building to me, guys. It's kind of far, it's kind of low quality, but that little round piece that's sticking out with the window there on the curved part and the window on the straight part, it looks very familiar to that leak. What do you guys think? Do you think that's the same building? And also, Sean points out, if you look at what I'm sure is the principal's old money mansion in the bottom left corner, it appears as though there may be a circular room made out of curved walls on the third story of the home. Of course, it's too difficult to say for sure, as this could very well be one of those octagonal room tools that we already have. I just wanted to point it out in case someone else hasn't already. And it is hard to see. I definitely feel like I'm confident in saying that that building that is active with the green plumb bob is the same building from the first leak. It literally looks like that same wall. But as far as the mansion, it is kind of hard to tell, but that could be a curved wall up there as well. What do you guys think? One thing on my Sims wishlist has always been some sort of amusement park, fair, or carnival pack, and I'm happy they incorporated it into this pack, but now that kind of has me worrying that we might not ever get that if we're seeing it here. Yes, it isn't really too deep, as you can see from the trailer. I'm pretty sure that most of the stuff there's gonna be rabbit holes. It's obvious. There isn't gonna be some sort of loading screen going into the tunnel of love where it takes you underground and you get to see everything. No, they're not gonna do that. You can obviously tell it's not on an active lot, it's all part of one thing. It's going to be rabbit hole stuff, kinda like exploring the underground in Werewolves. But it would be so neat to actually have all that stuff active in maybe a game pack or a stuff pack or something like that. But I'm starting to think that maybe we might never see that if they're incorporating it here. And also, if they are incorporating some of those aspects, I'm kind of worried that some of the budget and focus will be taken away from the schools. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see with official gameplay. I've been seeing so many comments about how few lots there have been, and I believe this has actually been a pattern with the several expansion packs released over the last few years. A lot of people are making good points that Windenburg, I think, had 20 something lots, and here we only have, what, 12? I definitely think in terms of budget, I think EA is giving Maxis a lot less than they did when The Sims 4 was first launching, even though every time they release financial reports, The Sims 4 is doing better than ever. I would at least expect maybe some bigger worlds with more lots. I think we definitely deserve that after the last few expansion packs. Yes, they've been good, but they could definitely be so much better. Oswin and Portia leave responses about the lot numbers. The worlds they've been giving us for the past few years are super pretty, but why are there so few lots? Windenburg had almost 30, and while the average number of lots for EP worlds is around 15-ish, I can only count 11, which for a full price expansion is tiny. I'm well aware this isn't the first time we've had this issue with EP worlds, but I'm tired of them using pretty art for the world maps to distract us from the lack of content and space. A lot of lots used to mean 20 plus in earlier expansion worlds. We are settling yet again, and I didn't really think about this at first, but it's true. It's been so long since that pack came out, and personally, I don't really play in Windenburg too much anymore, so I kind of forgot how many lots were in there. After reading a lot of this, I went back and looked and I was like, wow, we really got big worlds. And then of course looked at this again. Yeah, we definitely do deserve better for sure. Also, I just realized there are no empty lots in this world. I don't know if this is the final build, I don't know if that's intentional, but every single lot here is active with either a pre-made house or some sort of community lot. And judging by the boba icon, I guess it's looking like that's going to be a whole lot type in itself. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to separate the boba hangout from the thrift shop. I think that that's probably just gonna all be together, which I'm not gonna lie is definitely a little bit disappointing. disappointing. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's EA we're talking about, and most of the time there are corners cut and there are some disappointments, so I think that we should prepare for that just in case that is the case. After dissecting this brand new map screen leak, what else have you guys noticed that you would like to talk about? Share your thoughts and opinions and findings down in the comment section below. I love each and every one of you so much. I want to thank you for clicking and watching, and I will see you all next time. So long and happy simming. This video was brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you'd like to join my community over there, a link is below. Thank you for watching.